allow them a few minutes to also gather all of these things together. And that wasn't fair. So we are running you under the bus, we know, but that session will also be moderated by my brother Njundu Drame. But before then, we want to say thank you to Dr. Satang, obviously. And my take was the bit about education, right? And for me, really, all our politicians come to us in our villages and Bantamas, speaking to us in Manjago, in Jola, in Sarahule, in Mandinka, in Wolof. They go to National Assembly, they speak English. I don't get it. And they're speaking to us. You campaign in our local dialect, you speak to us in English. And some of the English at the National Assembly is not English. Seriously, the English is not Englishing most of the time. So can we not Mandinka it and Wolof it and Aku it and, so I always think about that, But the lawyers told me one time, the Constitution of the Gambia said, shall, and that says English. I said, whose Constitution is it? Is it ours? When we get a new one, let's shall not it and see. We can Mandinka it. If it is us, these are our laws. Talking about education and repurposing education, with pleasure, would like to invite the Honorable Minister for Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, the Professor Per Gomez. We thought you were still in England. You surprised us. That's why we couldn't put you on the program. But we cannot talk about the world of academia. We have you here, and you are a former colleague of Dr. Tal, now at the helm of affairs for education. But we also know you're an old teacher and now a politician. So we are giving you 3 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rame. I was not expecting to take the floor. I just arrived this morning. But for Dr. Sajatal, I must come. I had an encounter with Dr. Tal when I was a student. At that time, he was permanent secretary. And then later, I had an encounter with Dr. Tal when I became head of division of humanities and social sciences, and later dean of the School of Arts and Sciences, and he worked the same school with me. So you see, I have all this. So it was a bit funny. This is somebody, I came as a student. He was the one in charge of my scholarship, and we were there working, and then now he has to work with me. And just two things, the School of the Department of Political Science, and also the Department of Tourism at the School of Business, because he later spearheaded it also. He was among the pioneers of these two programs at the university. Now you have all the experts here, and now the Said Matis and others now articulating far better than all of us. So I want to thank his family for giving us a scholar, an intellectual. For me, I used to have a different discussion with him, because through him I knew a lot about the socio-political history of the Gambia. I tend to provoke him a little bit to tell me about Banjul in those days. And there's one component, in fact, West Assam. We're planning to write on the Kent Street Vu, because I learned a lot about Kent Street Vu from Dr. Sajatal, and later wanted to do more on that. And when I look at it, also, it's all about the Pan-Africanism in those days, that vibrancy, that voice, to be able to really talk about the Gambia, and hence the move along Independence Drive in 1968 in those days when Senghor visited the Gambia and so on. The rest is history. I think our uncles will narrate the story later so that the Hassums and others, the Professor Sen, will better articulate it for the younger generation. The reason why I am talking about it, because when I was with him, am I in the same Gambia with this man? So because most of the things we were not told. And this happened in this country. And then it will just disappear. So I thought that there was need to really at least capture that. And thank you also, Seth and the rest, for really, yes, I remember in those days, Basse before Babylon, and that was Dr. Saja. And in those days, I saw a video in Brikama in those days there was no Farababanta campus now. They're now celebrating, they have a very beautiful campus. But in those days, challenges for classrooms, he said, hey, my friend, let's go under the tree. University started under the tree. And that's Saja with you. And as they said, he's not like the professor who will look for the book and then let me read the quotation where, Lawyer Tal, what he wrote, then I repeat. No, it was coming out naturally. He was prepared for that exercise. You see, so this is something that we need to celebrate. And I want to really thank his family for giving us somebody like Dr. Sayatal. And very, very happy. She knows I've been... We said 3 minutes. Yes. Thank you. I will just one, because for the speaker today, double doctor, when she was with us, she studied at UTG. And I'm very, very proud that somebody who comes from UTG can go to other universities, compete with them, and come out with flying colors. This is something that UTG can offer. There are loopholes everywhere. We have challenges. But you see, it's the same UTG that has produced the Dr. Amani and others. So, and she finished, she served as a lecturer, then she went, but later on, and that's why she knows what I'm going to talk about, because I wanted her to come back. I kept on, insisting and so on and so forth, but, send me $1 again, I'm $dollars again. So, send dollars with issue sometimes. But then, I know it's not only the dollars, there are other realities and so on. But I really appreciate the fact that instead of the brain drain, now through this lecture, we are having a sort of a brain gain where, yes, from time to time she will come. And the good thing is, even from there, the corpus of our work centered around Gambia, about Gambian studies. So that later on, scholars, students, even from UTG, will be using those articles, well articulated. And I will conclude here. And as an academic, I was sitting there, I received my dose as a politician, as a Minister of Education. But all of us, even the journalists, where are they? The media, they received their share. The government, the opposition, everybody received their share. Because that's an academic. An intellectual must speak truth to power. I always say, when I was at the classroom, express yourself. I might disagree with you, with your conclusion, but I might appreciate the way maybe you articulated your case. So that's an intellectual. When you listen to her, she addressed very sensitive issues, but she was not afraid to do so. And yes, at the Yuka, sometimes then what I just allow them to express. Because when you do that, then you see quality coming out. And today, yes, she delivered with class, and I want to congratulate you. And I want to encourage all the girls out there at UTG, and you said Gambia College, to take Dr. Nawale as a role model and understand that she was in the same class like you. Yeah, I'm seeing the law school students and so on. Yes, she came from that same classroom. And yes. So okay, 30 seconds. 30 seconds. And she told you that when they started, they were where printing is. It was small. It's a cubicle, not the block that you have now. But imagine from there they went further. Now double PhD. So you can do it because she did it. Congratulations.
So you see, teachers are in trouble. Teachers turned politicians are worse. Prof is my proof. Thank you so much, Prof. We appreciate this, and thank you. We really appreciate you coming here. And like I said in the beginning, we can start to have this sort of engagement more often. And perhaps with your leadership at higher education, you can provoke meetings like this, conferences like this, gatherings like this, where we come with this knowledge to each other. So that when she was dissing it to the media, I feel like, okay. But when she talked about education, I was looking at you and I saw you creeping a little. I said, yeah, it's hitting the right nerves. Now my brother Juno Drame leads the next session.
Thank you very much. You know, when Dr. Satan was talking, and I remember a book I read.
Sorry. Can you please?
I go over that.
Because of the cameras. Sorry. I forgot all the cameras first.
Yeah, I mean, I really have to come up here. So as I said, when Dr. Normani was talking, I remember the quote by Sankara, Thomas Sankara, and this is what he said: you cannot carry out fundamental changes without a certain kind of madness. In this case, it comes from non-conformity, the courage to turn back on the old formulas, the courage to invent the future. Besides, it took the madmen of yesterday for us to be able to act with extreme clarity today. And I think Dr. Naban had asked us to engage in some kind of madness, positive madness, to invent a better future. And so Ngone and Madi would help us to see how, from the madness that Dr. Naban had asked that we engage in, to tell us what we can do better, how we can forge a better society and become better people. So I'm giving each and every, each maximum of 5 minutes, right? Benjamin Franklin said, those who love life are not supposed to squander time, because that is the stuff life is made of. So you need to come here, I think. So somebody, can you please give us your take on this very brilliant lecture that Mary has given us?
What do you
ladies first.